Hey guys, it's me, the Evil Nae. So I am going to start doing a weekly video blog on my Patreon. In fact, I'm going to start doing a lot of stuff on my Patreon. So I had started in June, kind of starting to toy with the idea of having a Patreon, doing a lot more with my social media and my various projects that I have going on. I had been for a very long time working a lot more client-based, but I have a lot of personal creative projects that I really want to be doing, so that has become my focus, other than my part-time job at a grocery store. So I had to pick up a lot more hours over the past month, so a lot of the goals that I had kind of got pushed back. But I have cut those hours down to only 2 days a week, so my focus is now on my personal projects, the things that I want to be doing. I feel like there's probably going to be some questions about what's going on with my hands. I got in a fight with my printer this week. I have an inkjet printer that uses a continuous ink system. It's supposed to keep it from clogging less, but it doesn't. I had to had a little bit of a domestic dispute with it. I won. I think it's printing better. So I have a social media schedule that I'm going to be following. It is here or here or here. It's somewhere. For my social media schedule, I plan to post every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday a 30-minute sketch. There may be more mixed in there. I might also be adding in some inspiration posts, other things that I have going on, but those are my scheduled things that I am going to be doing that you can always count on. On my Patreon side, all of my members will have access to this, so whether you donate $3 or $25, you will have on Monday a weekly sketch poll. This is where you get to choose what one of my sketches for the next week is going to be. I also have project concept art. This will give you some behind the scenes look on what I'm doing for the fantasy book club. And on Wednesday there will be a time-lapse video. This might be one of my sketches or of something that I'm working on for the fantasy book club as well, but you'll get to see my process. And then I will also be doing another project concept art on Thursday. Then on Friday you will get your download, which is every week I'm going to put out some piece of finished art that will be available as a wallpaper for your phone or your computer. On Saturday will be your video blog, like this one, and on Sunday, behind the scenes photos. So these will be photos that I've taken throughout the week of what I'm working on, kind of behind the scenes stuff, what my desk looks like. It's a disaster, and other stuff like that. So that is going to be the weekly schedule for my Patreon subscribers. You guys are amazing. You're my minions. I could not do this without you, and I really appreciate every single one of you. If you would like to become one of my Patreons, find me on Patreon at the Evil Nae, and you will have access to all of this, plus some extra merchandise rewards, custom sketches for you, just depending on what level you get into. So I would love to see more of you there. So this is what my plan is going forward, something that I think is going to work a little bit more with the hours that I do work at the grocery store and other things that I have going on for clients. So I wanted to just start doing this as something that I will do every Saturday, put a video up. Normally it will be on my Patreon only. I might put clips out other places, but the entirety will only be on my Patreon. This week, however, it is going to be on all my social media as well, to kind of get people up to date on what's going on with the Evil Nae. Nothing. Very little. Working. Doing this. I did want to talk a little bit about the Fantasy Book Club, which is my comic book project that I am working on, and my Patreon members get to see my development process for it. So the Fantasy Book Club is a story that I've been wanting to tell for a really long time. One of those had the thought since high school, but I'm finally making it real. I just thought I'd maybe read the synopsis for you guys. So college is the time to figure out who you are and make mistakes. Fiona just wants to read her fantasy books and be left alone. No friends, no stupid campus clubs. But she knows who she is and has made enough mistakes to haunt her a lifetime. But when a mysterious book is just out of her reach, she figures one more mistake can't hurt. Turns out it will hurt. A lot. Yet somehow the idea of joining the fantasy book club is still more painful. So if you want to see more behind the scenes development process like that, you can find it on my Patreon, where I am building this story from the ground up. You can watch as I make design decisions or start talking about what my publishing options are going to be. By being a member of my Patreon, you are part of my development team as I work on this and other projects that I have goals for in the future. So, thank you so much for joining me for my first video blog. I am working to make this more of a routine as I balance creating with also keeping in touch with my wonderful fans and Patreons and people who are always there to support me. So thank you so much for joining me. Until next week.